What if I told you the most effective pharmacy you'll ever own doesn't require a prescription, doesn't expire in 2 years, and lives quietly on your windowsill right now? Most people spend hundreds on supplements and medications while ignoring the 20 plants that hospital studies, ancient texts and survival manuals all point to. Plants that can stop a burn in seconds, clear your lungs overnight, and pull toxins out of the air while you sleep. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which plants to place in each room, how to use them the moment you need them, and why cultures that never had pharmacies still thrived for millennia. This is the indoor healing arsenal no one tells you about. Number 7 is the plant Buddhist monks cultivated in windowless temples for one very specific reason, and modern CU wards just started catching on. Wait until you see number 14. It was the only plant colonial sailors kept alive indoors during 6-month voyages. The reason why will change how you think about immune defense. And number 1, it's been called the emergency room in a pot. You'll understand why the second I show you what it does to second-degree burns. Here's what you need to understand before we start. Every plant on this list made it into human history, because humans made it through human history with them. We're not ranking by popularity or Instagram aesthetics. We're ranking by speed of effect, breadth of application, and potency of active compounds, starting with passive air purifiers and escalating all the way to fast-acting interventions for burns, infections, and pain. Let's begin. Number 20, spider plant, foundational air purifier and safe oxygen booster. Traditional Korean breathing house practices listed spider plants for newborn nurseries. Ashanti villages in Ghana use them as a child-safe green for indoor fever rooms. Why? The NASA Clean Air study identified formaldehyde and xylene removal at 95% efficiency over 24 hours. Phytoremediation research from 2019 confirms non-toxic particulate absorption. You don't prepare it. You don't do anything with it. You keep 2 to 3 mature plants per bedroom and they work while you sleep. Variegated varieties with white stripes show higher VOC uptake than solid green. Completely non-toxic to pets and children. This is the foundation. Number 19. Boston fern. Humidity regulation and respiratory ease. Victorians placed ferns in sick rooms to calm the cough. They observed moisture retention empirically. Traditional Filipino healers hung ferns above sleeping mats during monsoon lung infections. Modern transpiration studies show 1 litre of moisture released per plant daily, easing bronchial dryness. The Journal of Environmental Science in 2021 confirmed that ferns remove airborne mold spores via electrostatic leaf capture. Place it in your bathroom or bedroom. Mist it daily. Frond density matters. Fuller plants produce better humidity output. No safety concerns. Number 18. English ivy. Mold neutralizer and airborne pathogen reducer. Druids recommended ivy indoors during plague seasons and called it the air cleanser. Medieval monasteries grew ivy in scriptoriums, those damp book rooms, to prevent manuscript rot. A study from the American College of Allergy in 2005 showed ivy reduced airborne mold by 78% in 12 hours. Falcarinol compounds in the leaves show antifungal activity in lab assays. Hang it in kitchens or basements. Do not ingest it. Mature vines outperform young cuttings. It's toxic if eaten, external use, or ambient presence only. Number 17. Areca palm. Industrial-grade air detox and nervous system calming. Ayurvedic texts describe palm placement in meditation halls to steady the breath. Indian households traditionally kept palms near cooking fires to offset smoke toxicity. Research presented by Dr. Kamal Meetal at TED in 2009 showed areca palms remove CO2, increase oxygen, and reduce eye irritation and respiratory complaints in office environments. The plant releases volatile terpenes similar to linalool which have calming properties, 1 shoulder-height plant per 100 square feet of living space. It requires bright, indirect light to maintain detox output. No safety concerns. If you want a home that heals you instead of depending on a supply chain, hit subscribe. This channel is your hedge against fragility. We're building a library of what actually works. Number 16. Peace lily. Toxin absorption specialist for benzene, ammonia, and trichloroethylene. Colombian folk practice placed peace lilies in rooms where paint or dye work occurred. Vietnamese tradition kept them near incense altars to purify the smoke. The NASA study ranked it in the top 3 for removing VOCs, especially ammonia, which is common in household cleaners. enzymatic breakdown has been confirmed in peer-reviewed phytoremediation journals. Place it in bathrooms or laundry rooms. When it blooms, that indicates active filtering. Larger leaf surface area equals more absorption. Mildly toxic if ingested due to calcium oxalates. Keep it away from pets. Number 15. Rubber plant. Formaldehyde specialist and low-maintenance oxygenator. Indian Ayurvedic households placed rubber figs near kitchen hearths to counter smoke. It was listed in 19th century British sanatorium greens for tuberculosis recovery wards. University of Georgia research from 2020 showed formaldehyde removal rates 3 times higher than pothos. And here's the rare part. CAM photosynthesis means it releases oxygen at night, unlike most plants. 1 plant per room with new furniture or fresh paint. Burgundy varieties filter more efficiently than green. The sap can irritate skin. Wear gloves when pruning. Pause. Before we go further, understand this. Everything up to now works while you're doing nothing. What comes next requires you to act, but the results are faster and more tangible. Number 14. Basil. Immune modulation and rapid digestive relief. In Ayurveda, Tulsi, holy basil, is called the incomparable one, and used daily as tea for resilience. Italian sailors grew basil indoors on long voyages to combat scurvy and stomach distress because of its high vitamin K and eugenol content. Eugenol and rosmarinic acid provide QX2 inhibition, which is anti-inflammatory, confirmed in vitro. Adaptogenic studies from 2017 show holy basil modulates cortisol response. Use fresh leaves in tea, 5 to 10 leaves steeped for 10 minutes, or chew them raw. Holy basil has higher medicinal potency than sweet basil. Avoid therapeutic doses during pregnancy due to uterine stimulant properties. Number 13. Lavender. Anxiety reduction and sleep quality enhancement. Roman soldiers carried lavender sachets for battlefield calm. Medieval European hospitals placed lavender under pillows for post-surgical rest. A clinical trial in 2015 found lavender oil inhalation reduced pre-surgery anxiety scores by 45%. Linalool, the primary terpene, binds to GABA receptors in the sedative pathway. Crush fresh flowers near bedtime. Brew them as tea. Rub the leaves on your temples. English lavender has the highest linalool content. Generally safe. Just avoid ingesting essential oil. Use the whole plant. Number 12. Mint. Instant digestive reset and sinus decongestion. Ancient Egyptian papyri list mint for stomach calming. Traditional Chinese medicine classifies mint as a cooling herb for qi stagnation and headache. Menthol activates TRPM8 cold receptors, which relaxes gastrointestinal smooth muscle. That's the antispasmodic effect. Studies published in the BMJ in 2008 showed peppermint tea reduces IBS symptoms in 75% of participants. Fresh tea, 10 leaves per cup, or chew the leaves for nausea. Peppermint has higher menthol content than spearmint. It can relax the lower esophageal sphincter, so avoid it if you're prone to GERD. Here's what's happening. You're halfway through, and every single plant so far has been validated by at least 3 independent research teams. The back half? That's where the science gets aggressive. Number 11. Rosemary. Cognitive enhancement and circulatory stimulation. Greek scholars wore rosemary wreaths during exams as a memory aid. European folk medicine used rosemary smoke inhalation for clearing the mind and blood. 1,8-cineol, a volatile compound, crosses the blood-brain barrier and improves working memory scores according to research published in Therapeutic Advances in Psychopharmacology in 2012. Carnosic acid protects neurons from oxidative stress in Alzheimer's research models. Crush sprigs and inhale, brew them as tea, cook with the fresh herb. Flowering plants have peak volatile oil concentration. High doses in therapeutic extracts may affect blood pressure, but culinary amounts are safe. If you've made it this far, you're not here for decoration tips. You're here because you want control over your own biology. That's exactly what the next 10 plants give you. Number 11 is where it starts. Number 10, lemon balm. Acute stress relief and antiviral action. Persian physician Avicenna in the 11th century said lemon balm makes the heart merry. European monasteries used it for melancholy and nervous stomach. Rosmarinic acid binds to GABA-A receptors, producing an anxiolytic effect, confirmed in neuropsychopharmacology in 2014. In vitro studies show it inhibits HSV1 and HSV2 replication. That's antiviral. Fresh tea, 1 handful of leaves steeped for 15 minutes, or apply crushed leaves directly to cold sores. Harvest before flowering for highest rosmarinic acid content. May potentiate sedatives, so use cautiously if you're on sleep medication. Number 9. Thyme. Respiratory disinfectant and cough suppressant. Ancient Egyptians used thyme in embalming for its antimicrobial properties. World War I field medics applied thyme poultices to infected wounds in the pre-antibiotic era. Thymol and carvacrol show broad-spectrum antimicrobial activity. Effective against antibiotic-resistant strains according to the Journal of Microbiology in 2019. A meta-analysis from 2013 found thyme extract superior to placebo for acute bronchitis, cough, steam inhalation, boil fresh sprigs, tea for sore throat, poultice for chest congestion. Common thyme has more medicinal thymol than lemon thyme. Generally safe, just avoid using essential oil internally without dilution. Number 8. Sage. Cognitive preservation and oral antimicrobial. The Latin name salvia means to save or heal. Traditional European use included sage tea for strengthening memory in the old. Rosmarinic acid and salvionolic acids inhibit acetylcholinesterase, an enzyme linked to memory loss, published in Pharmacology, Biochemistry and Behavior in 2003. Gargle studies show it reduces oral bacteria like Streptococcus mutans by 60%. Tea, 3 to 5 leaves steeped for 10 minutes. Gargle for sore throat. Chew for gum health. Purple sage has higher polyphenol content than green. Avoid prolonged high-dose use. It contains thujone, which is neurotoxic in excess. Number 7. Snake plant. Night oxygen production and bedroom air purification. Buddhist monasteries in 8th century China grew snake plants in meditation chambers with limited ventilation. They observed improved clarity of breath. West African traditional use placed them near sleeping infants to protect breathing. CAM photosynthesis means it releases oxygen at night, unlike most plants. The NASA study confirms it removes benzene, formaldehyde, trichloroethylene, and xylene. A hospital study in 2020 showed ICU rooms with snake plants had measurable CO2 reduction overnight. This is why Buddhist monks cultivated it in windowless temples, and why ICUs are catching on. Oxygen, at night, when you need it most. Place 2 to 3 in your bedroom. No preparation needed. Taller varieties over 3 feet outperform dwarf types. Toxic if ingested due to saponins. Keep away from pets. Number 6. Oregano. Broad-spectrum antimicrobial and digestive aid. Hippocrates used oregano for respiratory and GI infections. The Greek name oros garnos means mountain joy. It was used as a wound disinfectant in ancient battles. Carvacrol disrupts bacterial cell membranes and is effective against E. coli, salmonella, and listeria, according to the Journal of Food Science in 2018. It inhibits Candida albicans in lab studies, that's antifungal. Fresh tea for infection support. Crush and apply to minor cuts. Add to food. And Greek oregano with high carvacrol content is superior to Italian oregano. Therapeutic doses may irritate mucosa, but culinary use is safe. These aren't supplements. These are interventions. Cultures without hospitals didn't just survive, they thrived because of what you're about to see. If this information feels like it should reach more people, if you've ever watched someone spend a fortune on symptom management when the solution was sitting in a pot, leave a like. The algorithm doesn't care about truth, it cares about signals. Give it one. Number 5. Chamomile. Inflammation control and sleep induction. Ancient Egyptian physicians dedicated chamomile to the sun god Ra as a sign of healing reverence. European folk tradition used chamomile baths for fussy infants and postpartum recovery. Apigenin, a flavonoid, binds to benzodiazepine receptors. That's a mild sedative effect with no dependency. A clinical trial in 2016 showed chamomile extract reduced generalized anxiety disorder symptoms by 50% versus placebo. Tea, 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried flowers steeped for 5 minutes. Use it as a compress for inflamed skin. German chamomile has higher medicinal apigenin than Roman. Rare allergic reactions can occur in those sensitive to the ragweed family. Number 4. Ginger. Nausea elimination and anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Traditional Chinese medicine has used ginger as a warming digestive tonic for over 2,000 years. Ancient Indian seafarers chewed ginger root to prevent seasickness. Gingerols inhibit prostaglandin synthesis. That's comparable to NSAIDs in mechanism. A meta-analysis from 2014 found ginger reduces chemotherapy-induced nausea by 40%. A fresh rhizome tea, grate a 1-inch piece and steep for 10 minutes. Chew it raw for acute nausea. Fresh ginger has higher gingerol potency than dried. May interact with blood thinners at high doses, but culinary amounts are safe. The last 5 are emergency tools: burns, infections, pain, nausea. These are the moments when you need results in minutes, not days. This is why people kept these plants alive no matter what. Number 3. Peppermint geranium, antimicrobial skin healer and respiratory support. South African traditional medicine from the Khoisan people used crushed geranium leaves applied to wounds and infections. Victorian England used geranium water for cleansing ulcers. Geraniol and citronellol show antimicrobial activity against Staphylococcus aureus, which causes skin infections. And steam inhalation studies from 2017 show it reduces upper respiratory symptoms. Crush fresh leaves and apply to cuts or scrapes. Use steam inhalation for congestion. Rose-scented varieties have the highest geraniol content. Topical use only. Do not ingest essential oil. Number 2. Calendula, wound healing accelerator and skin regeneration. Roman military surgeons applied calendula to battlefield wounds. Medieval European herbals listed calendula salve as the standard for burns, ulcers, and ill-healing flesh. Triterpenoids, faradiol and arnidiol, stimulate fibroblast activity, which produces collagen. A clinical trial in 2009 found calendula ointment healed caesarean incisions faster than standard care. Roman battlefield surgeons didn't have antibiotics, they had this, and soldiers survived. Infuse fresh petals in oil using solar infusion for 2 weeks. Apply to cuts, burns, and rashes. Deep orange petals have the highest tritopene content. Avoid if you're allergic to the Astraceae family, ragweed and daisies. Number 1. Aloe vera. Instant burn relief and wound closure accelerator. Ancient Egyptians called it the plant of immortality. Cleopatra used it for skin care. Alexander the Great's army carried aloe to treat soldiers' battle wounds in the 4th century BCEE. Survival manuals from World War II and Vietnam listed aloe as emergency burn treatment when medical aid was unavailable. Glucomannan, a polysaccharide, stimulates fibroblast proliferation and reduces healing time by 9 days, according to the Journal of Dermatological Treatment in 2008. The FDA recognizes aloe gel as safe and effective for first-degree burns, and anthraquinones, specifically aloin, provide antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects. The emergency room in a pot. Second-degree burn, you have 60 seconds before blistering starts. Aloe stops it. That's not folklore. That's FDA-recognized biochemistry. Split the leaf. Apply the clear gel directly to burns, cuts, sunburn, and rashes. You can juice the inner gel for constipation relief, 1 to 2 ounces diluted. Thick, mature leaves over 3 years old have the highest gel concentration. Freshly cut is superior to store-bought gel because preservatives reduce potency. External gel is safe. Do not ingest the yellow latex, aloin, found under the skin. It's a harsh laxative. Pregnant and nursing women should avoid internal use. Every plant on this list survived because humans survived with them. They didn't make it into your apartment by accident. They made it because for thousands of years they were the difference between recovery and decline, between resilience and dependence. Modern research didn't discover these plants. It just explained what people already knew. You now have both the knowing and the explanation. That makes you dangerous, in the best way. Go to your kitchen right now. If you have any herb, basil, mint, rosemary, thyme, pick 3 leaves, crush them between your fingers, and inhale for 30 seconds. That's it. You just used volatile medicine. You just felt the effect. Everything else on this list works the same way. Faster, simpler, and older than the system that convinced you healing was complicated. Start there. Comment below. Which of these 20 are you starting with? And what's the first thing you're using it for? I want to know if you're building an air cleaner bedroom or stocking a burn kit.